Today I'm going to be working on the Sears Super 12. I'm going to try to get it going. About time to mow the grass. At the end of the year last year it would run and then quit. I think it was a fuel filter. So I got a new one. I got some new fuel line. I don't know if I'm going to put the new fuel line on yet. Because I had to cut a little bit of it off, so it might be too short. But I'm going to get it pushed outside so I can kind of see what I'm doing. It's kind of dark in here. So this is a tractor from the 60s, I think. I haven't found exact year, but I know it's the 60s. That's when they made these. Pretty cool. They're basically like little farm tractors. They have a sickle bar attachment you can get. They got a PTO, or not a PTO, 3-point hitch that you can put on the back. I don't have one. They had back blades, plows, snow blowers, even rototillers. The rototillers had their own separate engine, but still nonetheless pretty cool. Now, I don't have the original engine in here because the original engines, well, this one does too, but they have a solid state ignition, which works great. So great they decided not to make any new parts for it. So if your ignition goes bad, you're pretty much out of luck. I mean, nobody makes them, and you can buy a used one that maybe works. But I had this engine that I traded another lawnmower for. I had no mower deck, so I took it out of that and put it in this. It was pretty much a straightforward swap. I had to make a little custom brackets to make the clutch work, and it smokes a lot. It burns a lot of oil, and it doesn't run real great. But I figure it's not worth rebuilding because they don't make parts for it. So I do want to put a diesel in this at some point. A little 10-horse diesel. I think that'd be pretty cool. But it's got a lot of cool things. It's got a amp meter. Did have a lighter, but start switch was messed up, so I made I took the lighter out and put the starter button in there. Throttle is kind of messed up. What is really cool I like about these is they're 6-speed, high and low. This thing can just crawl. It's pretty cool. It's got lights. I mean, most tractors do. And up here is the pulley. Runs the mower deck. You can swap it out for the snow blower and a plow and stuff like that. Put this stack on because I kept blowing the mufflers out, those little round mufflers. This works pretty good. Not the best looking thing in the world. It's fallen off for a time or two. But see if we can get this fuel filter on and get it running. I got a new one. This isn't as big as the old one. Took the old one off and it was just black pouring out of there. I got some fuel line. I didn't know if I need it, but I grabbed it just in case. I can usually always use it on something around here. I do need to get a new seat. This one is about roached out. I want to get one of those kind of old like International H style seats, or actually it's mostly any old tractor. They're just metal, no padding. I think it'll be fine for this. I may have to change this line. It's really hard. It's ethanol. It's just no good. I'd like to buy ethanol-free gas, but that shit's $1 more, especially in New York. Oh yeah, I gotta put a new line on. This isn't not gonna go on there. The only thing that sucks is I got gas in the tank, almost a full tank. And there's no way to shut the tank off. That's easy to take off. The only bad thing about these engines, other than not being able to get parts for them, is you have to put lead substitute in them. Or they don't run real good. And you pretty much just destroy your engine if you don't run any lead substitute. Pretty cool. This matches the color. I have another one of these tractors. It's the Suburban 12. Almost identical, except the hood, I think, is the only difference. And a little bit different up here, and it has a toolbox on the back. But other than that, no different. This one was more complete, so I decided to put the time into this. But this one, the other one was all original. Hasn't been painted, so it looked a little rougher. Someone painted this with a brush with, I don't know, house paint or something. Don't know when. But you can, up here, this is the original color. This is house paint or whatever they used. Which, I mean, it doesn't look bad. I wonder if this fuel line is ethanol resistant. It probably isn't. They sell that stuff, but I don't know if I really trust it. Low temperature fuel line. I don't know anything that's going to be low temperature on a fuel line, because the fuel line's always near the engine, so it's going to get hot. So I don't see much of a purpose in that. So I got two options. I can try to put a new fuel line real quick and let the gas all leak out, or I could drain it out, which is probably the better option. That's what I think I'm going to do, because I don't feel like wasting gas. Oh yeah, there's a lot in there. Luckily I got a gas can right inside the door. It's relatively clean. May not work too well. This is kind of short. I do need to have work done on the mower deck. It's getting pretty rusty and bent up and got holes in it. It needs to be a little refurbished. I mean, it's been mowing for what, since the 60s. What do you expect? I mean, shit, mowers nowadays don't last fucking 10 years. Well, most of the gas is out. I've had issues while mowing. My foot's right here, and I end up pulling this out. I'll start smelling gas, and it'll be all over my foot. Oh wow, this is bad. Now I did the engine swap. It's 2, maybe 3 years ago. These are brand new fuel lines. These things are pretty much, I mean, these are like clear and barely yellow. Now they're stiff, real stiff. I mean, that, and what also happens is the ethanol takes part of the lining and stuff, not the lining, but the tube itself, and puts it in your engine. That's why, another reason you don't want to run ethanol. That and the ethanol draws water. So you have water issues, rust issues. It's just no good. Probably should have put the filter out here a little more. It's kind of hard to get it on. But now it's up here. This is it's a fuel pump. And nice new line to the filter. It's a lot smaller filter than I had before, so hopefully it doesn't clog up. Tractor Supply only had these little ones. Mine was a lot bigger. But put some gas in it and go get the charger. See, this will fire up, then I'll put the mower deck on. It's my low budget funnel. I don't think I have any. Well, fits in there perfect. Got it on the charger. I'm gonna check the oil. Like I said, it burns a lot. It's really full, so it'll be okay. Start it up, it's gonna look like a steam engine. that wasn't it. So I'm gonna pull the carb off, clean it up, put it back on, see what it does. Hopefully something. Let's see what we can do here. That's nice and dirty. Yeah, that's horrible. Ever since I had this engine, had nothing but troubles. Didn't run real good. One last screw, I think. Oh yeah, right there. Well, I took the float bowl off. It looked pretty good. I cleaned everything in there. Just cleaned out in here. I think it's in. This is the fuel pump here, and I think this might be what's causing the problem. This right here, I think is like a vacuum hose. I think that's what powers it, and maybe it's not getting enough suction to feed the carb. So take it apart and see what makes it tick. So there's not much I can do with that. Here's the original engine out of that Sears Super 12. It's got a starter generator right there. It's too bad. I wish I could have found ignition parts that worked. Here's the Suburban 12. Engine is the same issue. Can't get the parts for it. But as you can see, the hood's a little different. That's a little different. This will be a project for one day. So I had the carb apart, cleaned it, had the fuel pump apart, kind of cleaned it, and put it back together, and it still didn't run, or well, it ran and then quit. So I got a new spark plug. Went down to Tractor Supply and got one. Hopefully that's the problem. I've had issues like that with a four-wheeler, and I got a new spark plug and it worked. So I'm gonna see. Hopefully that was it. Well, it didn't work. This thing's kicking my ass. I don't know what to try next, but calling it a day on this. I'll think of something. Figure it out sooner or later.